Today, let's take a look at quoting a homeowner's policy. We'll begin here on the Home tab of the Rockford Express. Coming over to the left-hand side to the Actions tile, we'll select New Quote. The Product Selection tile will give us choices of an effective date and a state of coverage. And then from the Product Selection list, we'll float down and click on Homeowners. You can see we're in the Quote tab. We have a selection of chevrons to walk us through our process. To the left, we have an Actions tile, and beneath that, a Quote Summary tile. We will begin here with the Policy General tile, and please note that for every completed tile, we'll be moving over to the left to save what we've done. We'll move into Policy General. We've completed this tile, so we'll move to the left and save. We are given a warning that some required information is missing. We don't need to be concerned about that as we're still entering information. We'll choose Entity Type for insured information. Enter in the information for our insured. Moving on to mailing address. We'll use our address verification icon here, confirm the address and generate a zip code, and add contact information. Our delivery preference is always batch. We've completed this tile, so we'll save. You can see we've been given certain issues, and we do have the option to use these blue links to go directly to the source of these problems and fix them. Today we're going to continue stepping through our chevrons, so we'll move on to dwelling. We'll enter information in Homeowners General. And when we've completed the Homeowners General tile, we'll come to the left to save. Moving forward to Building Updates. We've completed this tile, so we'll save. And then we'll come down to Homeowners Detail. Moving into the baseline coverages. And once that tile is complete, we'll return back to the left to save. Now when we move down to the bottom, we'll see a coverage list. Any coverage that would be in force for this policy is already listed. And then we have several links to add additional coverage. For today, we'll forego that and move on to the next chevron, Watercraft and RVs. If you'd like to add a recreational vehicle, a watercraft, or any associated drivers, you can do that here with these buttons for adding vehicle, watercraft, and driver. We'll move forward into the Loss History chevron. If you'd like to add loss history, you would move to the left to our Actions tile and choose Add Loss History. All that detail can be entered here and saved, but for today we'll float to the top and return to Loss History. We can now move to our last chevron to review. We'll choose Mortgagee Bill Full Pay here. And then you can see we've completed all of our information. We'll move to the left of the action tile and create an application. We now have one issue that we will link into to fix. We'll return to our dwelling tile, scroll down, and launch our MSB. We'll be looking at this feature of our quote process in more detail in a subsequent video. You can see we're in our MSB RCT Express. We'll float over and finish, save our work and close this screen. And when we return to the Rockford Express, you can see these figures have already been pre-filled. So we'll move to the left and save. Because we selected a mortgagee bill pay, we're going to need to add that mortgagee, so we'll come into this additional interest list. We'll use this search icon. I'm going to leave all of my fields blank and choose to search. This list will be provided, and I'll link in. The interest here is in the dwelling, and I will add this as the first mortgagee. And save. Our quote has generated some underwriting questions. We can respond appropriately here and then confirm that we've done so, and save. You can see we have no further issues being generated. So at this time we can move to the left to our action tile to finalize our transaction. We do still have two existing issues, but you can see we're not presented with the option to fix these. They must be addressed by an underwriter. We'll confirm what kind of payment we're receiving. And then submit for approval. If you return to your recent list, you'll see that Melissa Jones does have a pending approval. You can use this blue link to view the application. You'll be reminded it's owned by the underwriter. When you proceed, hit the Application tab. You'll be able to review all of your chevrons. We'll await the return of the application to issue new business.